we're going to get started. Welcome to the July 2nd, 2024 City of Oshkosh Plan Commission meeting. We're glad that you can join us. I do see that we have a quorum. I have a few housekeeping items to go over before we begin. Please turn off or silence all of your personal communication devices. The applicant and members of the public may speak to any item before the Plan Commission when the relevant item to which you wish to speak is called and public comment is open. Unless an exception is made by the Plan Commission, the following rules will apply. The applicant will be given up to 10 minutes to present any information they wish the Plan Commission to consider. Thereafter, members of the public will be given up to 5 minutes to address the specific item before the Plan Commission, and we will consider that. Members of the public may only speak once per called agenda item unless a Plan Commission member requires clarification or wishes to ask you a question. Questions or statements from the audience will not be considered. Only statements from the podium after your stated name and address and within the allowed time constraints are taken into consideration. After all community members have had an opportunity to speak on the called agenda item, the applicant will be asked if they have a final statement for the Plan Commission, and then the Commission may take action on that item. The Common Council has adopted rules of decorum for city boards and commissions, including the adoption of a civility pledge. No person shall personally attack a board or commission member, city official, staff, or any other person. No person shall make irrelevant, unduly repetitive, offensive, threatening, slanderous, defamatory, or obscene remarks, or act in such a manner as to disrupt or disturb the orderly conduct of the meeting. This includes hand clapping, stomping of feet, whistling, shouting, or other demonstrations. I thank you all for your understanding, and now on to the agenda. Roll call, please.
Mr. Lowenstein.
Here.
Mr. Bowen.
Here.
Ms. Shireman. Here. Ms. Prop.
Here.
Councilmember Nichols.
Here.
Mr. Ulrich.
Here.
Ms. Davy.
Here.
Vice Chair Kiefer.
Here.
Chairman Perry.
Here.
9 present.
Thank you. First item is the approval of the June 18th, 2024 minutes.
Move to accept them as written.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the minutes? Any discussion on the minutes? All right, I'm seeing none, so we can have a voice vote on the minutes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. All right, thank you. Item number 1. Grant an underground electric easement at 3280 Compass Way. It's a city transload facility to Wisconsin Public Service Corporation. The city of Oshkosh is the owner and applicant. Have there been any site inspections? Okay, I'm seeing none. I will accept the staff report as part of the record. Please present your summary.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The city is requesting to grant the underground electric easement to WPS at the city's transload facility located in the city's Southwest Industrial Park. The surrounding area is generally being used agriculturally, but is prepped for future industrial uses as recommended by the city's comp plan. WPS is requesting the easement to install electrical service to the transload terminal, and this will connect from WPS's facilities to the west within a separate easement area granted by the city in 2014. Now up on the screen is the aerial showing the site, and the proposed easement is located along the north property line and is proposed to be 12 feet wide by approximately 160 feet long and about 1,920 square feet in area. The wording in the easement document will allow WPS to access the property, install underground electric lines and related infrastructure, and maintain or replace its facilities as needed. The easement is also subject to conditions and restrictions listed within the easement agreement. The city's attorney's office is coordinating with the Department of Community Development and WPS and has prepared a draft of the easement documents. The easement will be signed and recorded at the Register of Deeds upon approval by the Common Council. Hence, staff is recommending approval of the granting of the proposed electrical easement to WPS as requested.
All right, thank you for your report. Plan Commission, are there any technical questions for the staff? Any technical questions? Okay, I'm seeing none. I do allow public comment on every agenda item, and so I will open the public comment period. We don't need a statement from the applicant, as they just spoke. So is there any member of the public that wishes to speak on this agenda item? Any member of the public that wishes to speak on this agenda item? Okay, I'm seeing none, so I'm going to close the public comment period. The applicant is not required to make a closing statement, and so Plan Commission, the action is upon you.
Motion to adopt the findings and recommendations as stated in the staff report.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this motion? Any discussion on the motion? Okay, I'm seeing none. Let's have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Lowenstein,
Aye.
Mr. Bowen,
Aye.
Ms. Shireman,
Aye.
Ms. Prop,
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols,
Aye.
Mr. Ulrich,
Aye.
Ms. Davy,
Aye.
Vice Chair Kiefer,
Aye.
Chairman Perry.
Aye.
Motion carried 9-0.
Wonderful, thank you. Item number 2 is a public hearing. It is a zone change from urban mixed-use district, a UMU, to an urban mixed-use district with a planned development overlay, a UMUPD, for property located south of 686 North Main Street. City of Oshkosh Redevelopment Authority is the owner, and the City of Oshkosh is the applicant. Have there been any site inspections? Please add myself as well. Thank you, those are so noted. I will accept the staff report as part of the record. Please present your summary.
Thank you. The subject site is a vacant parcel located on the east side of North Main Street, south of West Irving Avenue. It's currently zoned urban mixed-use district. It had a commercial building that was raised in 2021. Back in 2023, neighboring parcels around it, there were 11 in total, were rezoned to UMUPD for a future mixed-use development just to get the zoning in place. However, this subject parcel was intended to be included but was not, and after working with the applicant, they do need that parcel as part of it to provide driveway access to the site. And once zoned consistently with these 11 parcels, they can be combined into one property. So this is really just a cleanup from when this first came through in 2023, so that they have all necessary area for a future development, and again, just to get the zoning in place. So staff recommends approval of the zone change with the findings and conditions in the staff report.
Thank you. Plan Commissioner, any technical questions to the staff? Mr. Nichols.
And I support this, but just a question. When we went through this the first time, there was a concern that if we didn't rezone at the time, then the WIDA application related to this would not go through. Is the applicant going to have to, well, is the organization going to have to resubmit their WIDA application, or was just that not true?
I think Ms. Nyforth might be able to answer that question.
The applicant will not need to resubmit their WIDA application. So they were approved for the tax credit, so it was just an oversight, and obviously the whole area kind of has the same zoning, but we're just doing the overlay, the PD overlay, to give them that flexibility. So they, even without the PD, they could build what they wanted to build there.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Any other technical questions for staff? Okay, I'm seeing none. This is a public hearing, so I will open the public hearing now. The statement from the applicant has already spoken, so I will now ask for additional public comment. Is there any member of the public that wishes to comment on this agenda item? Please approach the podium and state your name and address for our records, please.
Address is 686 North Main Street. I don't know if this question applies to what's happening because I'm not sure, but are they going to put a fence up? Because I had a fence back there and they tore it down when they tore down that building.
That would be addressed as part of the plan development when they come back with their plans for the GDP SIP. At this time, it's just a zone change to get common zoning.
Okay.
One other thing, what is your name for our records?
April Chase. It's Ailey Chase Investments.
Thank you. Any other member of the public wish to speak on this agenda item? Any other member of the public wish to speak on this agenda item? All right, I'm seeing none, so I'm going to close the public hearing. We do not need a closing statement from the applicant, so Plan Commission, the action is upon you.
Motion to adopt the findings and recommendations as stated in the staff report.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this motion? Any discussion on the motion? All right, I'm seeing none, so let's have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Lowenstein.
Aye.
Mr. Bowen.
Aye.
Ms. Shireman.
Aye.
Ms. Prop.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Mr. Ulrich.
Aye.
Ms. Davy.
Aye.
Vice Chair Kiefer.
Aye.
Chairman Perry.
Aye.
Motion carried 9-0.
Thank you. Item number 3, grant privilege in the street for groundwater monitoring wells south of 110 Pearl Avenue, located in the Pearl Avenue right-of-way, and west of 50 Pearl Avenue, located in the Market Street right-of-way. The City of Oshkosh is the owner. Enviro Forensics is the applicant. If there have been any site inspections? Thank you. Those are so noted. Please present. I will accept the staff report as part of the record. Please present your summary.
Thank you, Chairman. All right, so as stated, on behalf of Mr. Gary Gunnarsson and Gunnarsson Cleaners Incorporated, Enviro Forensics is applying for a privilege in the street to allow installation and monitoring of 2 groundwater monitoring wells within the city right-of-way. There is no applicable ordinance for this type of work. However, there's a table within the zoning ordinance that helps us to navigate what protocols have to be done in order for these types of permits. And the protocol for privilege in the street is Plan Commission and then ultimately Common Council approval. So as you can see up here on the map, that's the approximate location of the 2 proposed monitoring sites. And this map here provided by the applicant shows, again, those 2 sites. And then all of the little black dots are existing wells that have already been installed regarding this site that's in question. So Gunnarsson Cleaners, again, has contracted with Enviro Forensics to install these 2-inch monitoring wells. The subject site, which is just north of here, 118 High Avenue, operated, as some of you may know, a laundry business from the 1920s until the 1980s. And there's some contamination with that business. And so going forward, this is one of the requirements that they have to do to keep up with, I think, DNR standards. So there's a long list of conditions on this one, so we didn't add them to the PowerPoint for you guys, but staff recommends approval of the request for privilege in the street with all of the conditions listed in the staff report.
Okay, thank you for your report. Plan Commission, are there any technical questions on this agenda item? Any technical questions? Okay, I'm seeing none. We will have a public comment period, and I will open the public comment period. Does the applicant wish to make a opening statement? Okay, I'm not seeing that. Are any members of the public wish to speak on this agenda item? Any members of the public wish to speak on this agenda item? Okay, I'm seeing none, so I'm closing the public comment period. We don't need a closing statement from the applicant, so Plan Commission, the action is upon you.
Motion to adopt the findings and recommendations as stated in the staff report.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this motion? Any discussion on the motion? Okay, I'm seeing none, so let's have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Lowenstein.
Aye.
Mr. Bowen.
Aye.
Ms. Shireman.
Aye.
Ms. Prop.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Mr. Ulrich.
Aye.
Ms. Davy.
Aye.
Vice Chair Kiefer.
Aye.
Chairman Perry.
Aye.
Motion carried 9-0.
Thank you. Item number 4 is the specific implementation plan amendment for a monument sign at 4233 Waupun Road. Fox Valley Technical College is the owner and the applicant. Have there been any site inspections? Those are so noted. Thank you. I will accept the staff report as part of the record, so please present your summary.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The subject site consists of a 2.2-acre development site within the property located on the west side of Waupun Road, east of State Highway 41. Their property is zoned institutional district with a planned development overlay and contains an educational training facility for students at Fox Valley Technical College. On March 14th, 2023, Common Council approved a GDP and SAP for the educational training facility on the subject property. The applicant is requesting an amendment to the existing SIP for a new monument sign. The applicant is proposing a new 5-foot tall 5-inch sign, roughly 27 square feet, along Wapoon Road with an 8-foot setback from the front property line. A base standard modification is required for the reduced 30-foot setback in the institutional district. According to the applicant, the reduced setback is needed as the 30-foot setback would place the sign behind the existing fence and the existing vegetation to the north and south of the driveway, making it difficult to see the sign. Staff is supportive of the requested BSM for reduced setback as it will allow for adequate visibility of the sign and remain well under the maximum monument sign height of 15 feet and the maximum square footage of 200 square feet for the institutional district. And then here's the sign plan. Prior approvals of ground signage with reduced setbacks on other sites have been included as a condition requiring landscape around all sides of the sign to be approved by the Department of Community Development. Staff is recommending that a condition be applied for planting a minimum of 50 landscaping points around all sides of the proposed ground sign to offset the BSM for the reduced setback. And then with that, staff recommends approval of a specific implementation plan amendment with the findings and the conditions listed in the staff report.
Okay, thank you very much for your report. Plan Commissioner, any technical questions for the staff? Are there any technical questions? Okay, I'm seeing none, so I will also have a public comment period here and open the public comment period. Does the applicant wish to make a statement in front of the Plan Commission? Okay. Any other members of the public wish to speak on this agenda item? Are there any members of the public that wishes to speak? Okay, I'm seeing none, so I'm going to close the public comment period. We don't need a closing statement from the applicant, so Commission, the action is upon you.
Motion to adopt the findings and recommendations as stated in the staff report.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this motion? Any discussion on the motion? Okay, I'm seeing none. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Lowenstein,
Aye.
Mr. Bowen,
Aye.
Ms. Shireman,
Aye.
Ms. Prop,
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols,
Aye.
Mr. Ulrich,
Aye.
Ms. Davy,
Aye.
Vice Chair Kiefer,
Aye.
Chairman Perry.
Aye.
Motion carried 9-0.
All right, item number 5 is a general development plan amendment and specific implementation plan amendment for a townhome development between 1100 West 20th Avenue and 1020 West 20th Avenue. Intrepid Investments LLC is the owner. American Architectural Group Incorporated is the applicant. Has there been any site inspections? You can include myself as well. Thank you. Those are so noted. I will accept the staff report as part of the record. Please present your summary.
Thank you. The subject site is a vacant property on the north side of West 20th Avenue. It is zoned neighborhood mixed-use district with a planned development overlay. Surrounding land uses consist of single-family uses to the north, multifamily uses to the east and west, and commercial uses along West 20th Ave to the south. So here's a view of the subject site. Again, it's currently vacant. Back in 2005, a plan development was approved for a condo complex that consisted of a 2-story structure with 19 dwelling units, and that development was never constructed. The applicant is now requesting a GDP amendment and SIP amendment for a condo complex that will have 3 townhouse-style buildings with a total of 18 units. So 2 of the townhome buildings will be 5-unit buildings. And 1 will be an 8-unit townhome building. The NMU zoning district allows townhomes of 3 to 4 units per building, so they will need a BSM for the 5 to 8 unit townhouses. Staff is supportive of that BSM as neighboring uses to the east and west have condos or townhouses with 5 to 8 units. Also, the current approved plan development has one 19-unit building, so this is more to scale with the surrounding area versus what was previously approved. There was a neighborhood meeting held on June 10th, and neighbors in attendance were generally supportive of the proposed development. Neighboring property owner to the east did request a fence along that property line, kind of as a buffer there, and the applicant has agreed to provide fencing along that property line. The applicant is requesting a BSM to allow increased impervious surface to 61.5% of the lot, where code allows a maximum of 50%, and staff is supportive of that increase in impervious surface as it is necessary to accommodate the footprints of 3 smaller townhouse buildings as compared to the 1 previously approved larger building. So along the 3 buildings is again more to scale with the surrounding area. They're also requesting a BSM for increased density. So based on the square footage of the site, they'd be allowed a maximum of 9.2 units. And again, they're proposing 18 units. Staff is supportive of the proposed density as it is a reduction from the previous 19 units on the lot that was approved by council. The applicant is requesting a BSM to waive the requirement to have bicycle parking, as they are having, or each unit has a garage along with 2 parking stalls, so staff feels they do have sufficient space for bicycle parking. They're also requesting a waiver from the requirement that a pedestrian access be included to the public right-of-way. And staff is supportive of waiving that requirement as the existing private road or private access that is shared is already built almost to the property lines, leaving minimal area for a pedestrian access to the public right-of-way. So as far as landscaping, the applicant is requesting a BSM to allow 0 landscaping points along the street frontage where code requires street frontage landscaping, and staff is supportive of that BSM as well, as there is a limited area to provide any street frontage landscaping, and they are exceeding the overall landscaping point requirements. There is a buffer yard requirement along the north property line as they are abutting a single-family zoning district. To achieve that buffer yard requirement, they are providing 6-foot tall solid wood fencing along with a 25-foot setback, and that meets the buffer yard requirement. And they are also providing 6-foot solid fencing along the east property line, and that is not required per buffer yard standards, as that is common zoning to the east. Here are the building elevations. So this shows the 5-unit buildings. They're 2-story buildings with the exterior consisting primarily of vinyl and vinyl board and batten siding. And here's the 8-unit building, and all elevations are meeting the multifamily residential design standards. So the applicant is requesting several BSMs, and to offset those BSMs, they are increasing the landscaping. They're providing 129% of the required landscaping points, also providing additional 6-foot solid fencing along the east property line that is not required by code. So staff feels they're sufficiently offsetting those BSMs, and the development is compatible with the surrounding land uses. So with that, staff recommends approval of the GDP amendment and SIP amendment with the findings and conditions in your staff report.
Thank you very much for your report. Plan Commission, are there any technical questions to the staff? Mr. Lowenstein.
I'm just interested in the way you prefaced it with a 2005 approval. Do you know exactly, I mean, it went through Plan Commission and it was essentially the same set of exemptions, or have the regulations changed since 2005?
The regulations have changed since then, but it was a different development. Again, it was 1 building with 19 units, whereas now it's 3 smaller buildings, but it was a different code set at that point in time.
Councilmember Nichols.
Is this the same developer, or is this a new developer that purchased the property?
This is a new developer.
Okay.
Mr. Owick.
Are there concerns about the flow of traffic? Since it's just 1 lane coming in and out of 20th Avenue instead of bumping up to that private lane that runs east-west next to it and connects to Knapp?
We didn't note any additional concerns versus what was already approved, but it is an allowable land use in that zoning district for townhouse-style buildings.
Any other technical questions? Ms. Shireman?
If the makeup of the units was different, if it was one building with 19 units, which was previously approved, I'm stuck on a couple of them, but my technical question is the outdoor recreation space down to 250. So if the style was different, would that change your tolerance to allow the recreation space change? Because these all have all individual patios and things, which makes it more amenable.
Yeah, so we did look at the overall, how much area is available, and with the patios, that really gave them enough space to use as being comparable with what code would require for overall recreation space. And they are condoed units, so each unit has their own available space.
Or the other one was townhouses, more permanent style. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Other technical questions? Okay, I'm seeing none. I will allow public comment and open the public comment period. Does the applicant wish to make a statement? Please approach the podium and state your name and address for our records, please.
Good afternoon. Randy Schmidl, partner in Intrepid Investments. Address is 230 Ohio Street in Oshkosh. I've got with me Scott, the lead architect from American Companies, who designed their overall plan. I think Brian pretty much summed it up, but certainly we're here to answer any questions if you have them.
Okay, thank you. Is there any member of the public that wishes to speak on this agenda item? Please approach the podium and state your name and address for our records, please.
Brian Frank, 1095 West 19th Street. So my property basically borders the north side of so it's the widest property there. And I had talked to him a little bit at the previous meeting. I guess if I can ask one question, I was wondering how far from the property line the fence is planned on being set.
Do you wish to answer that now?
Based on the plan, it looks like it's within a couple feet of it, but I think the applicant may be able to have more information on that.
Sure.
Because I guess my main concern is my whole property line there is cedars. And they were planted, probably when the home was built. So obviously, and they're right, inside of the property line. And of course, through the years, they grow out. So I guess my main concern is that coming in there and just chopping them up to put that fence in, and a few years down the road, am I going to end up with a row of dead trees? And it's all natural privacy, I guess, or whatever. But that's my main concern is what's going to happen to all those trees. And for the 21 years I've lived there, I've maintained the back side of that property also. No, nobody has ever done anything with it. I try to keep it halfway decent looking, along with my neighbor to the east too, because I take care of his lawn and take care of all his stuff. So, I guess that's my one main concern is what's going to happen to all those trees.
I do have a strong feeling that the Plan Commission may ask the developer that question when they come up and speak at the end.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other member of the public that wishes to speak? Please approach and state your name and address for our records, please.
Hello, Ross Kussman, 1115 West 19th. I'm in the northwest corner there. I have a transformer in the back corner of my lot. So my concerns are, what kind of access point are we leaving for, or is there going to be a transformer put on property where they wouldn't be using mine? Or is that going to be something that utility companies are going to be coming in and out of my yard while doing all this construction?
Yeah, I'm going to defer to the applicant on that one.
Okay.
Thank you. Is there any other member of the public that wishes to speak on this agenda item? Any member of the public that wishes to speak? Okay, I'm seeing none, so I'm going to close the public comment period. I'll ask for a closing statement from the applicant, and I do believe that there will be questions. Does the applicant approach the podium, please? Thank you.
As Brian indicated, we had a meeting a few weeks back. We met with a lot of these folks, listened to any of their concerns they had, and had the conversation with Brian. We just briefly spoke again. We'll have to take a look at the site, see how far those trees protrude onto our property, but maybe there's an opportunity that we can bring the fence back in that area to try and protect those trees. Certainly, we're not wanting to, take away a mature tree. So that's something that we can take a closer look at and work with Brian on.
Thank you. Ms. Davy has a question.
Yes.
Is there a chance that the cedars would be sufficient without the fence?
Possibly. I haven't seen specifically how they lay out on the property line, so certainly that's something that we can take a look at. Brian indicated he has 18 of those, so I don't know the distance of your property line back there, but yeah, I mean, we're willing to be flexible.
It's always good to keep mature trees when you
Absolutely.
can, so.
Yeah. I'm just not sure on the city side of it, where that property lies. If we have part of it a fence, part of it natural, bushes or trees that aren't ours.
And if those cedars are on your property, those ones will contribute towards the buffer yard. So, but I guess that determination need to be made on your landscaping plan.
Yeah. So if possible, we'll do everything we can to try and save those.
That's good.
Yeah.
How about
Ms.
the
Prop.
transformer?
I'm not aware of that, what is going to happen with the transformer. Whose transformer is it?
It's down in the northwest corner of the property. Looks like right there on the plan there's a transformer. So the question was if there would be access to that transformer, or if you're going to have your own connection.
I guess I don't know that. Is it on our property or is it on the neighboring property?
It's on the neighboring property. So I think the neighbor just wanted to verify that there will still be access to his transformer.
I guess I don't see why not.
Okay, any other questions from Plan Commission members before we close this? Ms. Davy?
It's not really a question. I just wanted to make a statement that I'm really not very comfortable with the increased amount of hard space that the 2 driveways for each unit is causing. I love the layout, the way you've got it with the garages and then the greenery, I assume that is, between, and to protect the door from the neighboring car, basically. But that combined with not having any pedestrian or bike access just seems to me like that's too much and not really very good for the world. So I personally would always advocate for less hard space, less cars. I mean, that still is accounting for 2 cars. That's a 1-car garage, right?
Correct.
So you have a 1-car garage and you have the driveway behind it. I know that's a pain in the derriere sometimes to play car bingo or whatever that is, But I just wanted to make that statement that I'm not comfortable with the additional hard space. However, thank you for mitigating it with landscaping.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Any other questions from the Plan Commission? All right, thank you very much. At this time, I'm going to close the public comment period. And Plan Commission, the action is upon you.
Motion to adopt the findings and recommendations as stated in the staff report.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? Ms. Prop?
This is the definition of infill. When I drove down plenty of them, where is this? And I had to turn around and come back and find the private drive. This is tight. I think, for the number of units and the amount of space, just judging, looking at it. But there must be a lot of shrubbery that has grown up around the edge that is not, shrubbery that's not necessarily desired. So I'm going to go with this. I'm hoping that it'll work out well, but I think it's tight.
Thank you. Any other discussion on the motion? Mr. Lowenstein.
So can you talk a little bit about the driveway? I mean, getting, 18 units, people in there, turning on the 20th, near Knapp, that doesn't seem very safe and very accessible. I mean, can you talk a little bit about how the city sees that access to a very busy road? Well, two very busy roads with a lot of people packed up in there, and it seems poor sightlines. I guess there's parking on either side.
And I think that may have been reviewed more thoroughly when it first came, because there is an existing planned development that could be built today with 19 units. So that density has been reviewed as part of that original approval in 2025. This was reviewed by our transportation director as part of our site plan review, and no concerns were noted at that time.
Okay, that was also 20 years ago.
Oh, I mean, this current development was also reviewed by our transportation director as part of this new development.
Oh, okay. You said 2025, and I thought you meant 2005.
Oh, 2005, yes. So it was reviewed at that point and again at this point by our transportation director.
Okay.
And that's a standard, the private drive is a standard road width, it looks like it is.
So it's about 25 to 30 feet.
I have a feeling that a lot of people who choose to live here will be going through that parking lot and using either entrance as an entrance or an exit if it gets too busy, to be either further to or closer from the stoplight at Knapp. It almost makes it a two entrance, two exit situation like they have in the apartments to the west. Briarwoods.
Any other discussion on the motion? Okay, I'm seeing none, so let's have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Lowenstein?
Aye.
Mr. Bowen?
Aye.
Ms. Shireman?
Aye.
Ms. Prop?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Mr. Ulrich?
Aye.
Ms. Davy?
Aye.
Vice Chair Kiefer?
Aye.
Chairman Perry?
Aye.
Motion carried 9-0.
Okay, last item on the agenda is adjournment.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. We can have a voice vote. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. We do have one workshop tonight.